Hello members, Baird here, and thanks for tuning into this week's tip of the week. This week we're going to talk about slopey lies, uphill and downhill, and how we set up the body accordingly to tackle those shots. So first of all, we're going to have a look at the extreme uphill pitch shot on the side of a bank here and how we would set the body up. Most important thing is to get the angle of the hips and the shoulders level with the slope. So on an uphill slope, I'm going to position my hips and my shoulders and balance myself parallel to the ground so I can sweep the turf uphill. I don't want to have the weight forward where I'm hitting into the bank, but I want to follow the contour of the slope. So if we have a look from the side hill view here, you'll see that as I address it, I've got my ball forward, I've got my weight pretty much on the back foot now because I've got my shoulders and my hips parallel to the slope. So I have to have the feet a bit wider to accommodate the extreme slope, but again I want to sweep uphill. So as usual, soft grip, trying to swing along the line of the slope. Okay, we're in the bunker now. We're going to play the same shot. We've got an uphill lie, very uphill lie here, but we're going to set up exactly the same. So in the situation where you've got a big slope, feet wide, get your shoulders and your hips on the same angle as the terrain of the lip, and we're going to actually stay there and we're going to try to sweep uphill, always trying to take a shallow divot. If you have your weight forward, the club's going to dig into the bank, which is not what we're looking for. So let's give it a shot here. Once again, wide feet to take the load, shoulders and hips on the same angle, big swing, we sweep uphill. So now as we look at the downhill lie, the opposite applies. We want to have the ball forward, the weight forward, and we want to get our hips and shoulders on the same angle as the slope. This enables us to sweep downhill. Difference being now I need to put a hell of a lot of weight, nearly 80 to 90% of the weight on the left side, to keep me stable so I can sweep downhill. The key here is to actually swing longer than you think, but slower than you used to. Instinctively we get very short and quick with a shot that's as challenging as this. Okay, so we're going to go wide feet to take the load. We're going to keep the weight forward, and we're going to try to keep still and swing down the slope of the terrain. Here we go. Okay, we're going to wrap this up with the hardest shot in golf, the downhill bunker shot. And you can see here, severe slope. I've got to get my feet super wide to be able to hold the weight. Now, for me to hit behind the ball and swing down the slope of the terrain, I've got to have a lot of weight on my front side, nearly 90% on my left shoe, so my feet have got to be much wider than usual. I'm going to increase my entry to about 4 fingers early instead of the usual 2 or 3 because I want to make sure that the club descends behind the ball. This is a very tricky shot. It needs to be a longer swing and a lot slower swing, but you need to stay still. But the most important thing here, like the downhill pitch shot, is we have to get our shoulders and our hips on the same angle as the terrain and swing down that slope. Let's give it a crack. So there it is, members, quite simple. Uphill lies, get your body, get your shoulders and hips level with the terrain. Downhill lies, the opposite applies. Weight forward for the downhill lies, weight backward for the uphill lies, and we swing along that slope. Thanks for tuning into this week's tip of the week.